Hello, I'm Rainy Day and welcome to Day 7 of Sudoku September. Today we're doing another Artisanal Sudoku one called Breaking Point, which has got a few pages. So, it's got cages like in Killer Sudoku, it's got arrows, where the numbers on here are the same as that, and we've got black dots, which are a feature I like. So, to start with, black dots are quite restricting. The only pairs of black dots are 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, and 4, 8. So 5, 7, and 9 cannot appear on black dots. Which we've got them restricted to, well, 5 can't appear in this one because they would require this to be like 1, 2, 1, 1, and that breaks. So 5 can appear there. Now, again, this being I could want to say this is more likely 8-4. I don't think this can be like 6-3, because I mean those would all have to be ones. I think that has to be 8-4, and then this is going to be 1, 1, 2. They're like I think a 1, 2 pair, therefore, and that's a 1. So yeah, 5 can appear there. Could 5 appear on this? We're assuming this is probably a 9, so yes. I think that means we've got 5 down, 2 on, and 3 on there. And then 7 and 9 would be, well, 7 on here. They would have to be I think, whatever that is in 3, and then they would add up to either 4 or 5. It's in theory doable for this to be 7. It's also in theory doable, this being 9 definitely makes sense. But I guess we could look at this now. So we know it's not going to be 2, 4. So it's either going to be 3, 6, or it's going to be... Oh, actually, this is an interesting point. That has to be at least 6. That's the only... this can't be a 3, because then this doesn't add up to enough. So it must be 6, and that's 3. This cannot be 5, because then this would break. Nor could it be 7 or 9, so I think 7 or 9 is now... yeah. I think no matter what, the other 1 or 2 has to go on here. So actually I think that might be a 7, 9, and then that is the other 1, 1 or 2. Okay. I guess we could do cages now. 16 is a 7, 9 pair. 17 is an 8, 9 pair. That can't be 6, 8 for the 14, that has to be 5, 9. And we don't know what it would be for 15. But whatever that 15 would be would give a restriction on this. Okay, so they must be 1, 2, 3. That, since we've already got both 1s and 2s, that can't be 1, 2, so that's got to be 2, 4. So that is a 1, that is a 2. So this could be, if it's 7, it would be 1, 1. If it was 9, it could be 1, 3. But it couldn't be 2, 2. So I think that is a 1, guaranteed. Four has to be in one of those two, as is the 2. So that's a 2, 4 pair. Oh, that 7, 9 there makes that 5. So that's going to be either 2 or 4, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3. That is either, oh, that's an 8, 9, that's a 7. That's a 9. That is a 1. That's 3. That is a 5. This one cannot be 1, 2, and it cannot be 3, 6. So there's for definite a 4 on there. It's either going to be 2, 4, or it's going to be 4, 8. I'd put 4 in one of those, it puts 4 in 3. Guess not majorly restricted, I guess. Oh, we know that's can't be 7, 8, so that is 6, 9. But in terms of they are 8, 3, 4. And these ones are 7, 2, 3. And that can't be 3 for a sec, but it's 2 or so. Okay. Yeah, we're going to put definite 6s in the middle here. And we're going to put definite 5s in the middle there. Okay. So we've got 3, so that's either 3 or so, yeah, we've got 3, 6 pair there. The other one's a 5 and 8. There, and we know that we've definitely got a 1 in here somewhere alongside a 7. If we're going to have a look now at this cage, now 25, 26, yeah, neither of these cages are like big enough where it forces a 9 to not be on them. Well, not to be on them. Like 26 could be 5, 6, 7, 8. Although, if it was 5, 6, 7, 8, that would have to be, it couldn't really be 8, it would have, yeah, it can be 8. If this was, we know there's either an 8 or a 9 for definite on here, which would force one of those to be either an 8 or a 9. And that would, if it was the 9, it forces a 9 to go there. But I don't think if it was an 8, it forces anything. Is there an 8, like, forced on 25 if there isn't a 9? I think it would be, right? Because 4, 5, 6, 7 is only 22. So I think there is at least an 8 guaranteed on here if there isn't. If it's either an 8 or a 9 that's forced on here, basically. If there was an 8 on here, then it would be there. If it was a 9, then we know it's up here. But it forces a 9 to be outside. Does this being an 8, what was an 8 to go there, to go there? I'm trying to figure out whether actually we have a thing that 9 can only go on one of these. I think is the case. I think if 9 is on 1, it's on only 1. So, it's also interesting to note, right, that 25, if it isn't a 9, has to be 4, 6, 7, 8. But we know that the 4 is on one of these for definite. So this cannot be 4, 6, 7, 8. Therefore, that has to be the cage with a 9 on it. And this is the cage that doesn't have the 9 on, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. But this we said cannot be an 8. Because there wouldn't be anything for those two. So 9 is in one of those, 9 is in one of... 9 cannot sit on the arrow. 9 is in one of those. 9 would be in one of those two. That's a 9. So yeah, we've got 8 fourths of those. 1 has to go on one of those. 2 has to go on one of those. That's 2, 3. Making that 1, 4. So we don't have 6, 7, 8. Must be 6 or 7. One has to go on one of those 2. 4 has to go there. That is a 3, 8 pair. Well, at least has to be a 4, 8. A 4 could also go there. So we don't have a good sense of whether this is 4, 2 or 4, 8. Now, with the knowledge of this having a 9 on, what combos would make for 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 9, which is the max that you could get without is 27. So you could definitely have combos where we don't have it. So something like 3, 6, 7, 9 works. And then it could also be 4, 5, 7, 9. And I want to say that those are the only possibilities. So if it doesn't have an 8 on it, it's guaranteed to have a 7 on. Okay. Right. So again, 3 can be in here. 1 would have to be in here. So actually, this is forced as 1, 7, 8, 9. 3's in there. That is not required to have a 1 on this diagonal. 1 cannot go there. But yeah, because that cannot be 9. But it also can't be 8, because I think it could be either 9, 7, 2 would work. Actually, yeah, the knowledge that this is either... That can't be an 8. No, it could be an 8. So it's either 2, 4, or 8. So this can't be an 8 because the break. So it's either going to be 9, 1, 8. Can't actually be 7 because that can't be a 6. So that is a 9 for definite. So it's either going to be 9, 1, 2 or 9, 9, 1, 8 or 9, 7, 2. So that's the 4, 2, 4, 7, 9. And I'll probably just split it here just so I don't run into issues, but we are getting